What's up, guys? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Van Life East Coast. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy whatever day it is that I post this video. I wanted to sit down today and talk with you guys because I made another important decision and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys and why I made this decision. I decided that I'm not going to move back to Baltimore. I think at this point in my life, I want to really try and make decisions that are going to help me to move forward in my life and not kind of take steps backwards. And I think if I was to quit my job and move back down to Baltimore, that would not be the most progressive move to make. So instead, I decided that I would stay here in PA, continue to work on my job. Now, the thing about my job is it's a good job and I like the job. Yes, there are times where, it can be frustrating being there, but I think everybody or a lot of people have those little certain moments on their job where they're frustrated and have thoughts of possibly moving on or whatever the case may be. I don't have to quit my job to spend more time with my family and friends down in Baltimore. Even in our most busiest time of the year on my job, it is not mandated that we work. They do not force us to work. If we wanted to have off a certain weekend when it's busy at work, all we have to do is put in a slip and say that we are not available for a certain weekend. Again, I just want to mention that they do not force us to work. So it's just a matter of me not working whenever I want to go down to Baltimore and spend more time with my family and friends down that way. And the thing is, I'm in a different place than I was 2 weeks ago, or ever since I moved into my car. The overtime was very helpful when I had a whole lot of monthly expenses, or my monthly expenses were much higher. But that's not the case right now. I live in my car right now, so the overtime, is always welcome, but it's not needed as much as it was when I had all of those monthly expenses, and it helped me to be able to save a little bit more money and stay a little bit more above water. But again, I'm not in that situation anymore because I live in the car and I don't have those monthly expenses that I had, a month or two ago. So with that being said, I just thought to myself, okay, you don't need to have or make that much money in terms of overtime, and so you don't have to work. So basically the whole point of my conversation here is to say that, one, I don't need as much money, nowhere near as much money as I did a month or so ago before I moved into the car. Two, I can just go down to Baltimore whenever I want to. And I do mean that. Whenever I want to, I can go down. It's just a matter of me just doing it. I don't have to make this drastic change in my life to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang in here. I just see, as long as I can maintain this particular lifestyle and have my job making the money that I make, it's just going to create so many opportunities for me, or whatever opportunities that I want to present for myself available. And, without like years and years of waiting and saving and trying to accomplish this financially and that financially, it's a great combination where I am now. I live in my car, I have a decent job, a decent paying job, and I think that that's a decent combination to get me wherever I want to get to. Now, speaking of my living in this car. I also gave it some thought as to how long would I be or intend on doing this. Now, I initially made a video previously saying that I was going to go from the start of September to the end of May. I've long since changed that, and I would like to go actually as long as I can, because again, this is a great combination that I have, living in my car and working, having a decent paying job. So ideally, if I can do this for, I don't know, a couple of years, a few years, but I would not want to do it in this car. I'm doing it in this car because this is the car that I have. It makes no sense to go out and get something different at this time when I still have 3.5 to 4 years of payments on this car. That would just make whatever I get more expensive to have. So I'm still on target for trying to have my car paid off next year. Once my car is paid off next year, that is when I'm going to seriously start looking for something a little different. Now, a little different is not going to be much bigger than this, because much bigger means more expenses. And again, I'm not trying to accumulate a lot of expense or whatever. So it may be another minivan. I think the minivan fit me perfect. I had a comfortable bed. I had storage under the bed. I had a table in there. I had a little dresser in there. I had a TV in there. I think the minivan is a perfect fit for me. If it will not be a minivan, it will definitely be one of the shorter cargo vans. I don't need an extended cargo van. You know, those things take more gas. So I will be probably investigating one of the shorter ones. Something like that. I do know that since I have made the decision to try to do this for as long as I can, that I definitely need to investigate something different in this car. But I have to do things in the correct order, you know, because again, I don't want to backtrack or backpedal. I want to move forward in my life. So I hope that all of this makes sense to you guys. You know, some of you may have been thinking it all along when I said that I was going to quit my job and move down to Baltimore, or when I get a certain amount of money, I was going to move back down to Baltimore. But why would I do that? Just go down to Baltimore. I'm heading down to Baltimore this weekend, and this will actually be the third time that I have been down to Baltimore within a month and a half. So you see, I can go down there. So I've been going down there like every other week for like a month and a half. It's not a problem for me to go down there. I just need to just go down there. You know what I mean? Just go. And I think, again, to sum it up, I'm in a position now where the overtime is welcome. It's a great way to make additional money, but it's not that much of a need for it like it was when I had all those monthly expenses. So once again, I hope all this makes sense to you guys. And that's going to be a wrap for today's video. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I did send out everybody magnets. Thank you all for your interest in one. I guarantee you're going to love those magnets when you get them, because they look so good. I'm so happy with the way they turned out. And for those of you who didn't even show an interest, I don't know why. I will say that I was a little disappointed at the interest in it, of people who did not request one, especially from a lot of the people who have been following me for a long time. I thought for sure that you would be interested in having one of the magnets. And a lot of you whose name I am familiar with and have been familiar with for years now did not, you know, express an interest in the magnets. And it kind of woke me up a little bit, because moving forward, whenever I'm in a giving mood, I know not to go overboard and get too many of a certain thing, whatever I decide. I mean, they were free. I don't understand why some of you who have been following me for a very long time would not have wanted one. But anywho, you guys should be getting them in the next 2 days or so, maybe the next day by the time this video posts. And as always, thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that, and I'll see you guys soon.